Thousands of Palestinians are protesting in Jerusalem and throughout Israel over President Trump's decision to move the country's embassy to Jerusalem. The president's unexpected decision is threatening to spill over into major bloodshed throughout the region. Close to 40% of Jerusalem's population is Palestinian, and Muslim consider the city one of the religion's most holy sites. And just today, Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Lebanon's Hezbollah, has called on the Arab world to support a full-scale Palestinian uprising. Both President Abbas and Prime Minister Netanyahu have addressed moving the U.S. embassy to Jerusalem and declaring the city Israel's capital.
These deplorable and unacceptable measures deliberately undermine all peace efforts and proclaim that the U.S. are abandoning the role of sponsor of the peace process that they have played over the past decade.
This is a historic day. The president's decision is an important step towards peace, for there is no peace that doesn't include Jerusalem as the capital of the state of Israel.
The Israeli army claims that several rockets were fired from Gaza by Palestinian fighters. The Israeli Air Force has retaliated with airstrikes on Hamas targets in the Gaza Strip. For more on this, we're joined tonight by former CIA agent Jack Rice. Jack, Hezbollah, the Arab world has been called on for an uprising. Where is this going to go? How serious is this? How do you simmer things down? Or is that even a possibility at this point?
Yeah, Ed, this is a rough one. And the reason is this really is a turnaround from what the United States has done for decades in this case. Very simply, the United States never wanted to dictate terms. This was about trying to get the Palestinians and the Israelis to do so. When you actually turn around and say, Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, what that does in the minds of many is it excludes the Palestinians from saying East Jerusalem is the capital of Palestine. And because of that, what you're seeing is an enormous uprising, and frankly, this was absolutely foreseeable.
Well, it was peaceful before the decision. I don't think there's any way that President Trump is going to reverse this decision. So moving forward, is this the new world?
To some degree it is. The problem is the peace process dead? There's your question. And the answer is, at this point, it is. Do I think the Palestinians will come back to the table? Frankly, they have no choice. I mean, they really don't. If you look at what's going on in the West Bank, what's going on in Gaza, the real issue that we have with Mahmoud Abbas, Abu Mazen in the West Bank is that this is essentially a country that's walled up and cut to pieces, and they have nowhere else to go. So they will come back to the table to some degree, but the instability is exacerbated. It's going to get worse, not better.
What's the ripple effect of this, Jack? We've got every major player on the planet saying this was the wrong thing to do, and President Trump just seems to be so proud that he did something that no other president did.
Yeah, the ripple effect here is this, is what this does is it takes away even the fiction, and I say fiction, but essentially the ability of the U.S. to sort of ride above this and say, I want to come in as an honest broker. The thing is the U.S. does not have the ability to do that anymore. Now, very simply, they have chosen sides. But this isn't just about standing against the Palestinian people. What you find now is a long ally in Jordan and others in the region who are now looking at the U.S. askance and saying, you know what? I don't think I buy it. I don't think I believe you.
So we saw the United States and Russia get together on a mix with Syria. Okay, there's been some serious discussions there, and in fact, the Russian army announced today that ISIS is out of the country. They're heading towards peace. Is this an opportunity for the United States and Russia to really engage in a two-state solution? But is that even possible with those folks at each other's throats after this move right now?
No. No, it's not, Ed. I mean, that's the real problem. There is no chance for that, certainly with the U.S. What makes this one really interesting is this may potentially open this up for the Russians, strangely. Yeah. Now, they have close relations with the Iranians, which makes it difficult for the Israelis. But at the same time, they at least They didn't come in saying we're going to do X and we're going to dictate Y. They haven't done that. That puts them in a really interesting position. And they have very close ties with the Turks, much closer than the Americans have, very close ties with the Syrians, much closer than the Americans, very close ties with the Iranians. I mean, this is an example of one of the things that Vladimir Putin was talking about. Honestly, he has seen visionary almost in the sense of what he's trying to do right now for his country. Do I agree with it? No, but I have to give him some kudos for it. I truly do.
Jack Rice, always a pleasure. Good to have you with us tonight. Thanks so much.